Bienvenidos and welcome to round six of the 2020 Formula One World Championship. We are flying through this season, this very quirky season, but it's produced some great results. Of course, leaving Silverstone for the second time at the 70th anniversary race with Max Verstappen the victor and Mercedes fall from dominance, or should I say the Pirelli tyres fall from dominance. It's going to be an incredible weekend at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia for round 6 of this quirky season and the 70th year anniversary of Formula One. The Circuit de Catalonia Barcelona has produced some great races in the past, and we are set for another one this weekend. We are in the second of a 3 races on the bounds in this season. We have just been to Silverstone twice for the British and the 70th anniversary Grand Prix, heading into Spain. It's been a very busy 3 weeks on the go. Max Verstappen takes the victory at the 70th anniversary Grand Prix, and we are heading into the track where he took his first victory and became the youngest winner in Formula One history at 18 and a half years old, and took a victory in his first race with Red Bull Racing, his brand new team, and took a victory with his brand new team after a controversial trade in place with Danny Kvyat, which of course divided the paddock. That also was the race that followed a crash between the Mercedes drivers of L.Hamilton and Nico Rosberg, which again divided the Formula One paddock and changed, I would say, modern day Formula One history in a big way, and changed the prospect for one driver in particular going forward, and of course allowed him to win. It took about 15 seconds from lights out for it to happen. It took about 3 seconds for the actual crash, and the lifetime of just Mercedes have never been able to get their head around that. And what was said in that treehouse, we will never know. But we're not focusing on 2016, we're focusing on this race. Never should we focus on 2012 as well. Again, an amazing race. Pastor Maldonado, the first Venezuelan to win a race. It was Williams' first win since Juan Pablo Montoya in 2004, and currently stands as Williams' best achievement in modern day Formula One and their most recent win 8 years ago with the Venezuelan driver in Spain. But it definitely was earned. Even though Williams might be at the back, it was definitely earned that day. They battled home driver, Ferrari driver Fernando Alonso on the charge to stay ahead of him for the entirety of the race and take home an amazing victory. That was absolutely incredible. But again, like 2016, we're not here to talk about 2012, we're here to talk about 2020. It is the 30th race at the Circuit de Catalunya Barcelona and the 50th race in Spain. I don't know why we're celebrating all of these big landmarks in this weird year. The 70th year anniversary of Formula One, the 50th Spanish Grand Prix, the 30th race at Catalonia. But settle in, it will be a good one. Everyone is watching the Pirelli tyres. Everyone is watching the temperature of the track. And with mixed conditions for Sunday, but one thing is for certain, it's Spain, it's August, it's going to be hot. It's predicted to be over 50 degrees track temperature. Is it going to be thunderstormy? What is going to happen? But that all waits for us on Sunday. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Now, the Spanish Grand Prix produced some incredible races over the past. Fall from dominance, rise from dominance. But there is one man that, of course, is being looked at this weekend. Is Carlos Sainz, the home man. Fernando Alonso's coming back next year, which is great for Formula One. Carlos is going to be a Ferrari driver, which is great for Formula One. But this year sees Carlos Sainz in his second year coming back to his home track with McLaren, stronger than ever, on the charge for podiums and even a sniff at a race win, because we know from qualifying and the race and the fastest lap, we know that McLaren has the possibility to get on the podium and even win race. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Now again, Lewis Hamilton comes here, he broken yet another record at the British Grand Prix, or the 70th anniversary Grand Prix. He becomes the most successful driver on the podium. 155. He's matched Michael Schumacher. He get 156 this weekend. He could also get the 50th fastest lap if he gets the overall fastest lap on Sunday. And of course, he stands at 87. He could get 88 this weekend, and again, just cropping down the lead of Michael Schumacher to become the most successful of all time. It's going to be an incredible race. Cannot wait. And as I said, at round 6. So let's head into the news from Jordan and the predictions. It's going to be a good one for our Spanish Grand Prix preview. But just before we jump into that, again, if you are new to this channel, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Stay tuned with that. All we have coming up for you in the 2020 season. This week, of course, we've had a great run-up. We had Agree or Disagree, F1 24/7 news, the preview that we are watching right now, and of course, the F1 debate on Saturday, and the live race reaction done by the other guy on Sunday, as well as some more things coming your way in the 2020 season. So if you're new to the channel, we hope that you enjoy. Please like and subscribe. Stay tuned for all that we have coming up. Let's go into the news and the predictions and mine for the 2020 Spanish Grand Prix.
let's ride around on board with no one other than Carlos Sainz for his home Grand Prix around the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia. So we begin the lap into the first DRS zone around the start-finish straight, and it's basically just a waiting game here, just keeping the car as straight as possible, open that rear wing, heading into the heavy demanding braking zone into turn 1, down to 4th gear, clipping the apex, making sure that you hit it nice and smoothly as well, same with turn 2, and then it's a long right-hander into turn 3. It's very easy to lose the rear here. We have seen a couple of instances where cars have spun into that corner down into turn 4, then the infamous corner where Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton came to blows. Then after another corner, it's another downhill section into turn 5, very easily to lose the car going into the gravel trap. It's very easy to go off this track and then you will not be able to rejoin after all the gravel that is around it. Uphill section into turn 7 and to turn 8, a very quick left and right. Then there's a blind corner of turn 9 into the second DRS zone where we do go into another heavy braking zone down to the 2nd gear into turn 10 into the final sector now, so not be long before the lap is ending. The tyres are starting to go off here for some drivers in qualifying. The long right-hander into turn 12. A couple of changes to that particular part of the track for this year's Grand Prix, and then we begin the very last section of the lap. Now, laps can be won and lost here if you do lose the rear hitting those apexes, but the cars do get it right sometimes around the final corner, heading towards the start-finish straight and across the line, and that is a lap of the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia. So what is being said heading into the Spanish Grand Prix? Quite a fair bit actually, so I'll start with Sergio Perez. What's going to be happening with him this weekend? Now, he's missed the past 2 races due to him contracting COVID-19. He's been self-isolating in Great Britain, and he's hoping to get back racing in Spain. Now, at time of recording, there is no word as to whether Checo will be back on the grid or not. I believe Hulkenberg will be going there as a precaution in case Checo fails another COVID test. I think the vibe coming from Sergio Perez in the Racing Point camp is that they are confident he's going to pass the test, that he's going to be fine, and that he will be back in the car. Perez came out on Instagram and said that he's had mild symptoms and he was able to train, which was a good thing for him. But obviously now he's aiming to get back into the car. But he can't do that unless he passes a COVID test. So I have to wait and see on that. And if he doesn't, then Hulkenberg will be in for a 3rd race in a row. Hey, not too bad if I'm being totally honest with you. So I think we'll move on to Ferrari for the next kind of news story. Now, Ferrari, we all know where they are in terms of development. We all know where the car is. Well, one side of the garage anyway. And even on Charles Leclerc's side, it's not where he expected to be, if I'm being totally honest. I mean, Ferrari had a bad 2019. In 2020, I was like, well, maybe they made some improvements here and there, but it's even slower than last year's car for obvious reasons, engines. But one side of the garage is doing better than the other side of the garage. Now, we all know who's doing better than the other one, and now it's led to speculation that Sebastian Vettel will walk out on Ferrari during the course of the season. A lot of you guys have even suggested that in our comment section, even over on Twitter as well. So it's a big rumour that's circulating around the paddock, and it's not going to die down anytime soon. But Ferrari are going to be giving Sebastian Vettel a brand new chassis heading into the Spanish Grand Prix to try and help him out in terms of performance. Now, Nico Rosberg and Ralf Schumacher came out in the media and said that there has to be something wrong with Sebastian's car. It's nothing to do with Seb, even though he did spin and did a little mistake in Austria, but that's not the point. You can clearly see that Sebastian Vettel has lost confidence within himself, within the car. The car, it is drivable to a certain extent. I mean, Charles Leclerc is doing brilliantly. I think he's doing above and beyond as to what a lot of people expected him to do compared to this season. Charles Leclerc is doing a fantastic job. And Seb, I don't think it is down to Seb. I think it's more down to the car. I think for some reason, well, for obvious reasons, I would say the Ferrari are favouring Charles Leclerc more than Sebastian Vettel. In one degree, you can understand because Charles Leclerc is the future, but why would you want to jeopardise your own season when you know that you've got a bad car? You need to get as much points as you can, and even if the Red Bulls and the Mercedes decide to fade away, there's a race win for you, a really good opportunity. But no, teams like Racing Point and possibly McLaren could, have a bit of a sniff in there and of course Ferrari will be well off the pace, or in terms of just with one car. So I have to wait and see if it makes any difference. I don't really know, but Catalonia, it is a chassis kind of circuit, so maybe it could benefit Seb a little bit, but I'm not expecting big changes, especially not overnight. Maybe performances could improve maybe towards the end of the season, but if I'm being totally honest with you, I think this is it. I think this is what we're going to be seeing. Sebastian Vettel battling for P10, trying to get out into Q3, getting into Q3 being mission accomplished, which is like, no, you want to be at least top 6 in a Ferrari, you know. But hey, that's where we are at the moment. And final bit of news just to finish off, Roy Misery, the Formula 2 driver who currently drives for Trident, he's going to be making his first FP1 outing with Williams, and it's led to a bit of a mixed reaction on social media, I'm not going to lie. I mean, Misery, he's a meh kind of driver, I suppose. I never heard of him until last season. He's currently, where is he, 18th, I think he is, in the standings in Formula 2 with 1 point. So, I mean, yeah, we'll have to wait and see how he does with that. I think George Russell will probably blitz him, but nevertheless, it's only practice. Let's see how he gets along. I think he'll be the first Israeli driver to appear in Formula 1, I believe. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that he will be the only one. And even if there has been another one, there won't be that many. But hey, still a good achievement. He's going to be driving Formula 1 car. He's doing better than what I would be doing, because I'm sitting here in front of a camera and he's out driving F1 cars. I'd rather be him, if I'm being totally honest with you. So let's move on to our predictions. Now, our prediction league is still currently running, and if you want to join, all you have to do is comment below your top 3 and who will get fastest lap. If you go over onto our Twitter page at F1_DS16, I'll get there in the end. There'll be a tweet of all the information, all the rules, how to get into it, what's the scoring system, and actually I think there'll be some in the description below if you want to go and check it out if you don't have Twitter for that matter, how the scoring system works, how to enter, and if you want to do it, comment section below, top 3, and who will get fastest lap. There's a chance for you guys to get 10 points in the league standings, which is currently being led by Jack Milton. He's running away with it, kind of 3 points ahead. So let's see if anybody can stop him. I think Uzair, Kids of F1, the Pick Kid, they're all in contention of beating Jack Milton. Do you want to try and beat Jack Milton? Try and take the crown away from him that's currently heading his way? Then get entered. You might think, whoa, that's a long way away. But if you get 2 predictions right, or more or less 2 predictions right, you're within like 5 points already. So it's worth a go. It's a bit of fun anyway. Let's just get entered if you want to do that. And of course, me and Lyle are playing along as well. So my top 3. I'm gonna go on a bit of a limb for this one, because you kind of know who's realistically going to be top 3 if everything goes plain sailing. But as we seen last week, it didn't go plain sailing. The Mercedes boys, they did struggle on their tyres. It's forecasted to be very hot again in Catalonia. Will they struggle again? Well, time will tell. We'll have to wait and see. I'm going to go with P3, Charles Leclerc. Now, Charles Leclerc, like I said before, is doing a stellar job in that Ferrari, doing absolute bits, overperforming in that car, and he's just quietly getting on his business. You know, we're constantly focusing at the front, what the Mercedes boys are doing. We're looking at Vettel, what's going on with him, and of course, what's Max Verstappen going, what's he up to? And Charles Leclerc is just getting on his business and just doing the job. He's just doing the best he possibly can. He's already got a podium this season, so can he get another one? Possibly. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to get it on pace alone. I'm not saying that. I don't think he will. I'm thinking maybe there could be something happening in the race. I don't know. I'm just trying to be a bit different with predictions. You know, maybe something could happen. And I could just be clutching straws here, and it could be a boring race. You know, 2 Mercedes and a Red Bull on the podium. But hey, I want to go a bit on a limb. So, Charles Leclerc in P3. In P2, I'm going to go with last week's race winner, Max Verstappen. He's 30 points behind Lewis Hamilton. Does he have a chance of winning the title? Yes. I don't know. I think we are... Clutching straws is the word of the episode for me anyway. Clutching straws is definitely what we're going for here. I think Max can get more, you know, a couple of more race wins under his belt. I think I said this in the race review live of the 70th anniversary Grand Prix. I believe he can get a couple of wins under his belt from now till the end of the season, definitely. In the title fight, I think Mercedes cars are just too strong. They normally rectify their problems. Will this solution be rectified in such a short space of time? I really doubt it, but it is Mercedes. They will come up with something. They might have a different type of strategy. I'm pretty sure that they would have worked something out should the temperatures be just as similar or high to what they were last week at Silverstone. So P2, Max Verstappen. Can he just push on for a race win? I don't think so, because I think my race winner is going to be Lewis Hamilton. I say my race winner, I think the race winner overall. But it's going to be Lewis Hamilton. He's on a roll at the moment, isn't he? He's won every race apart from 2. Going for that 7th world title. It's going to be happening very, very soon. Like I said, 30-point lead over Max Verstappen. Not bad so far. And I've always said this as well. Once Hamilton has a bit of a bad race for whatever reason, he always recovers in the next round. Alright, it wasn't down to his performance alone. However, Mercedes and Hamilton and Bottas always find some sort of solution. So I'm expecting a similar kind of thing to be happening this weekend. And yeah, I think Hamilton race win, no problem at all. Again, I could be completely wrong because I was not expecting Max Verstappen to win at Silverstone, not at all. So who knows what can happen this weekend? Ferrari win? Racing Point win? We'll have to wait and see on that. It's more of a chassis-based circuit. The Mercedes chassis, it is pretty good. We're seeing that in Hungary. We're seeing that in Austria, which is not really a chassis circuit. But you know my point. They've had a good start of the season. I believe that will continue on into Spain. And it's set to be sweltering hot, like I said before. And it's sweltering hot in here in the UK at the moment. And I'm sweating just a little bit. Not very nice for you guys to see. So anyways, that's my top 3. Leave your predictions in the comment section below. Lyle, let's head to you. What's your top 3 for the Spanish Grand Prix?
So, my predictions for this race, it is going to be a spicy one. I'm not saying spicy just because Carlos Sainz is called the chili. And that is the man we're going to kick off with right now. Carlos Sainz will finish in 3rd position. I wanted to put him second. If anything, I wanted to put him first. Because this is a man on the charge. And it's his home race. Fernando's coming back next year. Now, of course, he will absolutely love that. It was his home, it was his guy he looked up to in the past in car, and of course drove with alongside. And he also drove in the team that Fernando Alonso was going to be in 2021. He's also now going to the team that Fernando also drove for, obviously for most of his Formula One career. So we'll absolutely love that. But this is Carlos's final Grand Prix in Spain in front of his home fans, to prove something on his own. Now, again, I was at the race in 2019 and know how special it was to witness the Carlos Sainz pandemonium, and also the McLaren fans that obviously came along with him. There'll be Ferrari fans for next year, but the Carlos Sainz fans even, should stay exactly the same for next year. The hype around him is incredible, and it's not hype, it's true. He is an incredible driver, and again, like I said at the start, that McLaren car has got the pace to win podiums, fastest laps, and that's exactly what I'm saying for Carlos Sainz. So 3rd place, Carlos, let's lock it in. Let's get the chili onto the podium again in front of his home fans, and just before Fernando returns, the final chance he can be the only Spanish driver on the Formula One grid. In 2nd place, again, this is a very, very hard one. Where am I going to put Peter? But I'm going to go for a little bit of a curveball here, guys. Are you ready for this? And I'm going to say Charles Leclerc. The Ferrari car is not very fast. We know that. We know the Ferrari car is not good. But Charles is an incredible driver. It's not his home race, but again, it's not too far. I think he feels like this one is, of course, the connection to Fernando and Ferrari. He does feel like it is good. And, of course, he did do a good performance last year. Even though he only climbed 4 positions, he was so ecstatic in the car. And the 7-year anniversary race gave him a big boost that he is now not only the leader of Ferrari, but he is now the man who the only title hopes lie with him. Unfortunately, Sebastian is not there anymore. Charles seems to be, or is even now, 100% the only man who can rescue Ferrari. And I think he will absolutely love having that on his shoulders. The car won't be great, but again, it might suit Spain as well. It's not a high-speed circuit. We have very few straights. We have the biggest straight is obviously the main straight and the back straight as well, the 2 DRS zones in this race. But it is a tight circuit, and again, it might suit Charles Leclerc's driving style, as the driver is more in command in this race over the race that we've had at Silverstone, Hungary and Austria. So I'm saying Charles Leclerc 2nd place. It might be a bit of a curveball, but there we go. I am saying that. And for 1st place, who am I going to put in 1st place? Well, there's only one man I can do, and that is Lewis Hamilton. The man who's going to bounce back, and the man who is going to get 88. It's over the record books that Lewis Hamilton bounces back, and bounces back well from a loss. Now, again, that was definitely a loss that he had at the British Grand Prix. Of course, the man who has been dominating Formula 1, chasing down all these records. Mercedes and everyone is behind him, and we almost have given everything to say Lewis will break these records this year, and he will give everything to win on Sunday. He'll give everything in the pole lap and everything in the race, and I do definitely think that he will bounce back well and take a victory for Mercedes, stand on the podium, and as I say, get to 88 and very, very close. I mean, what's that? 3 now away from the Michael record and 4 away from beating and becoming the most successful driver of all time. So there is my podium, guys. Carlos Sainz in 3rd place, Charles Leclerc in 2nd place, and Lewis Hamilton in first place. Fastest lap, I'm going to go for Max Verstappen. I'm only saying Max because I couldn't fit him on the podium. He is a very fast driver, and of course, I do think he will get the fastest lap. I don't know who got the fastest lap in the 70th anniversary race, but he was very, very close in that Red Bull car. But all the admiration that he got from that, and of course, the bonus from the win in the race, he's now in second place in the World Championships. That will definitely help him. Maybe a fourth place from Max, maybe the fastest lap from anywhere he finishes will definitely show that he is still there and fast enough. So there we go. That is my top three. Carlos Sainz in third place, Charles Leclerc in second place, and Lewis Hamilton in third place. The fastest lap going to Max Verstappen. And there we go. That is the predictions, and that is the Spanish Grand Prix preview show as well. We hope that you've enjoyed. Of course, as Jordan said, leave your predictions in the comment section below for our prediction league. We can't wait to see you enter that as well. It's getting very tight at the top. Again, as I said at the start, if you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. We've got so much more content coming your way as well. We hope that you enjoy our previews, enjoy our reviews, and everything else we have coming up in the next few weeks and over the 2020 season. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy Spain. Adios for now. We'll catch you on Sunday also. And until next time, guys, we'll see you later.